Russian seafood products coming into our country. A lot of Russia's seafood harvest gets sent to other countries for processing and then gets imported to our country under a different label, come as it's being imported from a different country. And so we need to be communicating with our legislators and making sure that they hopefully get some legislation going to prevent that from happening, to make sure that there's a little bit more tracing on these items that are coming in and their original provenance. And the last thing is, it's kind of a smaller thing, but I did submit in response to an invitation from the Alaska Municipal League for municipalities to get help with updating their logos. It was a free service, and I submitted our city logo to take AML up on that offer. So we were selected for graphic assistance, and they have sent back to the city a refreshed version of our city logo, and I'm thinking you might start to see it before too long on city letterhead, maybe our website banner, and other written communications. Yeah, so that is my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Kristen. Mr. Mayor, no, don't think there's any questions here. Any questions online? Okay, we can move into city manager's report. City manager is not here. Kevin, I expect like an interpretive dance from you or something.
Yeah, no city manager's report on my end, just update about Sam. She's doing good. After a follow-up, she doesn't have to have surgery, so just kind of has to wait it out for the next few weeks while she heals up. So she's working from home and in the office a little bit here and there, just as she still heals up as things get more comfortable. So otherwise she's doing great, and yeah, she'll be back here soon.
Fine.
Yep. And if anybody's been tracking, Secure Rural Schools was passed. It is still sitting on the president's desk for signature. So nothing moving there with that, but at least it has made it to the president's desk. Now we just wait to see what happens next. So we'll update you all when we know.
Okay, fingers crossed. City clerk's report.
So I've just put in here the first election notice, and that declaration of candidacy has opened. And I'll just be, advertising for the upcoming election and getting ready for that. And just tells people how they can register to vote, which is very easy on the state's Division of Elections website. And then at any agenda, we'll talk about January meetings, and see who's available and around for those, the 7th and 21st of January. Otherwise, that's it. Just cleaning up from a very, very busy budget season and moving into a busy election season.
Okay, any questions for Kristen? For Susan? Okay, just to verbalize again, the offices to be elected, we do have 2 city council positions, 1 school board position, and 1 hospital services board position. So start thinking about how you can serve the community by sitting at the table in one of those positions. I'm going to channel Casey by putting that out there and try to get people interested in being at the table. We actually have a really good time here, so I'll be part of the cool kids. Okay, correspondence is next. There is a letter in there from the Friends of the Library and a letter from Marianne Bishop regarding Breakwater Fill negotiations. Do we need to do anything with those?
Only if there's comments or questions.
Chair.
Chair.
Acting Vice Mayor.
Vice Mayor.
Okay. Yeah, the correspondence we got from Marianne Bishop associated with the fill lot and some of the redesign concepts she provided in her information. Just curious, for you, Kevin, are these things you and planning are looking at as additional ways to look at how that public space might be better used? Or I know we've got some preliminary replatting that was offered by Camp 2s, but that's an ongoing process. Not necessarily a done deal. Are these types of comments things you're considering?
So, yeah, I mean, we're not to the phase where we're reviewing their plans yet. They submitted their conceptual plans for the RFP for their proposal. Now that they've been selected, they're now, they were waiting till that point to continue to invest, into design work. So they're actually now coming up with a more, less conceptual, more roughed up, engineered design. So that's what they'll be submitting to us sometime here in the near future. We'll do our initial review on that to see, we want to see what are they actually proposing first. We've obviously seen the concept of it, but we all know, concepts and then what the actual design we're trying to do is going to be different. We're always going to take public comment into consideration. Where there's valid points, we will definitely address those. And yeah, I mean, we definitely want people to be aware what's going on. There will be a chance for them to comment on the proposal itself, because it will eventually have to make its way to the council for final approval. And I guess that doesn't mean that it will be approved the first time it comes to you, but hopefully we've done enough pre-work between the staff and the applicant that by the time it gets to you, it meets their goals, the community goals, and it's something that you guys are comfortable with approving. Right. So yeah.
So, good. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments on correspondence? Okay, we can move on to ordinances and resolution. So we have resolution 12-2530 before us. What?
You don't want to read it?
I can. So resolution of the City Council of City of Cordova, I'll ask authorizing the City of Cordova to issue general obligation debt consisting of a loan from the Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation in the principal amount of not to exceed $870,000 to finance the construction of a bear and litter mitigation fence at the 17-mile landfill, and to submit the question of the issuance of such debt to the qualified voters of the city at the March 3rd, 2026 regular city election. No. Oh, sure. Well, that's why you get second. You get that, Deborah? Yes, I have it. Second. Okay. So to your motion, Councilman Zastrow?
Yeah, we had a brief discussion on this already. One of the things we talked about was the possibility of this being a forgivable loan. Is that still a potential?
Yeah, so in the memo, I think it talked about how the total loan amount is $870,000, but $500,000 of that is forgivable. So if the project ends up costing the full amount, we still need to, we've done some preliminary estimates, and while we hope it doesn't cost that much, we did ask for more than we could potentially need, but that obviously doesn't mean that we'll use the money. So if it did cost the full amount, there'd be a $370,000 gap that would be what is the actual responsibility for the city, well, the refuse division to pay back. So, and we don't have anything official yet, but I've reached out to other community partners, particularly the State Fish and Game, to see if there's any federal money through funding mechanisms that they get. And Charlotte is looking into that, and it does look like there's a possibility we could get some, don't quote me on that, obviously, but we're looking for ways that if it does take the full 870, we can close that $370,000 gap to reduce what the city will have to end up paying.
I also know, as you just mentioned about Scurville Schools being authorized and sitting on the president's desk on the Title II funds, this is a really good fit for Title II funds as well. So I know on the federal side of the Forest Service, the resources program is definitely would like to meet with the city to talk about how they can be involved.
We would love to have that conversation.
Okay, Councilman.
Wanted to get the discussion going. So I don't really have any comments. We have spoken about this at length.
Councilman Hanson, any comments? Any comments online? Councilman Kinsman?
Sorry, unmuting. ever the challenge. Hopefully you guys can hear me. No, I think this is a great kind of preliminary work to get it on the ballot. So it's a need. It's a need in our community. It's been voiced by many citizens, as well as other council members, as well as city staff. So we'll see what the citizens have to say with their vote.
Thank you, Councilman Mickelson.
Yeah, I would just add to that, I think need doesn't really encompass it because, DEC is telling us we have to handle it. So I think we have some work to do in terms of educating our community on this is not optional. We have to do it. So the choice is how we're going to pay for it at this point. So thank you.
Mayor Smith.
Thanks. I don't have any further comments.
Okay, do we need a second round?
I just would like to add that, the second what, Councilman Mickelson said about, educating the public about what this means. And the possibility of, qualifying for that reimbursement. So that when it does go on the ballot, people completely understand why it's there, and the sticker shouldn't be the sticker shock for our community, that we really make an effort to educate the community about what this means. And I don't know what that looks like, city clerk, how do we
We're
get the word out?
we're allowed to spend money to promote it as a proposition. And usually, I don't know, do you have a meeting usually? Or
Yeah, in the
some
past,
kind of a-
we've had a meeting. I think they did a YouTube video one time for some equipment that was purchased through a similar program. Yeah, so I mean, there's different ways that other cities, because of being a home rule city, we're allowed to campaign for our own initiatives like this. And so we're able to put out educational material to let people know, like, this is what the true cost is when you take out the forgiveness amount. Because I mean, we can't put that, my understanding is we can't put that language in the ballot itself, but
Do you see what the ballot language
Does it
is? The
say it?
proposition number one, yeah, so this is an important
Sorry,
part
that's
of
okay, it is in
the,
there. Yeah.
the
For
resolution.
some reason, I thought that was taken out.
right, is if you guys think that the way that reads is easy to understand for person voting. And there's also, the attorneys help us with this and have helped us write these in the past to ensure that they're accurate, but also that they're in language that a person could understand. And I think it's fairly clear. May the city of Cordova borrow up to $870,000 from DEC, of which $500,000 qualifies for forgiveness in order to construct a bear and litter mitigation fence at the 17-mile landfill, yes or no? So may the city borrow the money, yes or no? I think it is a clear proposition.
I'm not disputing the clarity of the language, it's that I think prior to this, we really do need to make sure that we get the word out in as many formats as possible so that it does go through. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, any other comments on that? We do need to take a vote on this resolution.
You want to do a roll call?
Yeah, let's do a roll call.
Okay, sweet. So on resolution 12-25-30, Kathy Sherman is absent. Deborah Adams,
Yes.
Casey Kinsman,
Yes.
Mickelson,
Yes.
Aaron Hanson, Wendy Rainey,
Yes.
Dave Zastro.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Okay, we have nothing listed under unfinished business, and we move on to new and miscellaneous business. And we have the disposal and method of disposal for a portion of track A, USS 833, the wastewater treatment facility lot.
Acting Vice Mayor.
Yes. So that's-
I move to redesignate a portion of track A, USS 833 on the land disposal maps from not available to available, and dispose of a portion of approximately 1,400 square feet as outlined in Cordova Municipal Code 7.40.060B by negotiate an agreement with the party who submitted a letter of interest to lease the property, Cordova Telephone Co. Yeah, there has been a lot of effort and money and time spent on getting this trunk line in place. This is to become ashore. And it's a very small bit of land. It's a lease, not a sale. So the city's making revenue from it. It benefits the community at large. So it seems like the right thing to do.
I would agree. It is very beneficial for the community. The cooperative donates a lot of time and effort to the community, and it brings a lot of revenue into this community.
Adams?
I'm in support of it. It seems like it's a win-win for community and our internet strength. So I'm definitely in support of it. Just unmuted now. Unmuted.
We can't hear you, Casey.
I just got disconnected and I am back connected again. The joys of Yakutat.
Okay, did you have comments regarding the land disposal negotiation with CTC?
I did not. I'm in favor of it. I think this is one of those examples that this is a very specific lease for a very specific purpose and as an entity that is proven to be a good partner with the city. So I have no objection.
Okay, Councilman Mickelson?
I'm also in favor of it.
Okay, Mayor Smith?
I don't have anything to add to what's already been said. Thank you.
Okay, yep, I'm in favor of this because it's a small tract, it's a lease, and again, it's very important for us to continue to move forward with CPC and what's happening with needing a landing site for this. So do we need a second round? Any other comments on this? Okay, seeing none, if we can do a roll call on this, because we are so split.
Got it. Casey Kinsman,
Yes.
Dave Castro,
Yes.
Deborah Adams,
Yes.
Wendy Rainey,
Yes,
Aaron Hansen,
Yes.
Mike Mickelson,
Yes.
and Aaron is absent. Motion carries 6-0.
okay, we're moving on to pending agenda. Susan, did you have dates you wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean, it's too far away to know what might be coming, but because January 7th is one of those times where we have 2 weeks between. So I would imagine we're gonna have the January 7th meeting unless everyone tells me they can't make it for any reason.
We'll probably need to do the Shepherd Point on that meeting.
Okay.
Most likely.
Okay. And I would be especially glad to do the January 7th one because January 21st, I know Signe has told me that there's an event in here and that would be our second meeting. And when she can rent out the whole place and make money and it's far enough in advance, I tell her to do that and council can scramble. So maybe we'll do a special at some point later in January to make up for missing the 21st meeting. Everyone's okay with that. Okay, so that's all I had to add for the agenda.
my only comment was I would probably be unavailable.
On the 21st anyway? Okay, we're not gonna have. so you're good.
Yeah, I'm unavailable after the,
After the 21st?
Yeah. till after the, I want to say second February.
I'm also unavailable on the 21st. I can do it before then, as long as it's in the evening.
Okay, well, on the 7th, we'll discuss, possibility of special when it might come up sometime in January. Thank you.
Okay, is there anything else for pending agenda? Anything from folks online? Hearing nothing, anything from the table? Okay, that moves us to audience participation. Do we have anybody in the audience that wants to come forward? This is about anything now. It does not have to be things strictly on the agenda. Absolutely. Oh, come forward.
So Renosis will be here tomorrow in town to fix the full liner. We also had some trouble with the boiler too, so they're gonna be in at the same time. So Friday, they're gonna start work. I don't have a timeline. I do know that we have everything they requested here to fix it. And everyone's aware that we're gonna try to put some water in the pool, so it's very exciting. I do wanna note that there'll be a lot of vehicles there and a lot of busyness. It is still closed to the public. And so I would appreciate if people would just be patient. I'll give updates. And we're gonna put everyone to work over the weekend and try to get the pool up and running.
Excellent. Thank you. That's very good news.
Very exciting.
Deserve applause.
Yeah. Okay, last call for audience participation. We're gonna go to council comments. Let's start online. Casey?
Yes, thank you. Good meeting. I think we spent more time probably with technical difficulties than the meeting, but coming out of the budget cycle and season, that is welcomed. And other than that, thanks to everyone who's there in person. It's appreciated by me, and my apologies for not being there. So, and if I don't see or talk to any of you before then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and all the other holidays in this time of year. So, thanks.
Thank you, Casey. Mike?
Yeah, happy holidays. I appreciate having a short meeting. I think that is a wonderful gift for this time of year, and I expect to have lots of more busy ones for the new year.
Mayor Smith, do you want to comment while we're doing online?
Sure. I just wanted to say that I plan on following up and helping to think about the comments that were made about how do we educate folks about the bond issue for the landfill loan. And thanks, echoing the other folks, thanks to everyone who's there in person, and happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Adams.
Thanks. I had just second what you had mentioned earlier in the meeting about participating and joining boards and putting your name in the hat. I was approached last spring, and never in a million years would I thought I'd be sitting here, and here I am. As kind of scary as it was initially, I'm still scared, and I'm doing it. And so I would encourage anybody who, however unworthy you feel you are, to give to this community. You watch, this is how Cordova runs, as people give of themselves. Just looking at the little hockey field that we have down by the hospital, that's all done by community members. And we can all pull together and make this the place we want it to be, to live here. So that's my little plug, and happy holidays to everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful time with their families, or wherever you're going, or wherever you're staying.
Councilman Hanson?
Just thank you, everybody. Happy holidays.
Councilman Zastra?
Yeah, a couple of things. I appreciate members of our council our mayor going to the EML conference. That's fantastic. I would have loved to have been there. I was out of state during that time, but you know, that's a fantastic learning opportunity. Even though I know Councilmember Rainey didn't have such a good time as the other people did. I also want to thank our mayor for all the work she is doing on finding creative ways to increase our housing. I'm really excited about all the work she's been putting in, both wearing her other hat and as our mayor. So a lot's going into that. And also, just want to thank everybody in the room. It's good to see people in the audience. Happy holidays.
So I'd like to thank everybody online. Thanks for calling in, and I'd like to thank the audience members. I believe half of which is my family, so yay. I think I'll take the points for that.
They just want to see you back.
Yeah. I have the gavel. I have the gavel. And thanks for all the work in the packet, Susan, Kevin, I appreciate you guys, and Amanda. I appreciate people that showed up for the info session on streets and safety that happened right before the city council meeting, and there was a pretty good turnout of folks and conversations that happened on that, so that was nice to see, and I hope everybody has a great holiday, and we'll see you guys next year. Okay, there's no executive session, and so with that being said, have a motion to adjourn.
Thanks, everyone.
Got it all in.
Thank you.
Just in case I never get
Some
someone
unruly people to gavel it out. It's not.